Hi, welcome to version 1 of SDC, Software Defined Cooling by ZutaCore. This is an add-on to DCIM systems that can provide additional information about your racks, your servers, and the CPUs in the servers. And let's go in. I'm putting in my name and my password and logging in. And then I have a view of all my racks. And in each one of the racks I have just upfront information of how many servers are in this rack and how many active servers. This is 24 servers in the rack and 20 of them are active. I can see that the highest temperature of any of the CPUs in this rack is 75 degrees at the moment. I can see that the average utilization is 55%, and I can see that the power consumption of the whole rack is 2.9 kilowatts. What I can also see is down here is there's a heat rejection unit, is the cooling system from ZutaCore that is installed in this rack, and I can see that the fans now are at 65% and that the temperature of the liquid is 52 degrees Celsius. I can see that the pressure of the gas is 0.86 bar and the pressure of the liquid is 1.8 bar. If I click on this rack, I would open up a window on my right that will give me information on all the servers in this rack. I can see that this server here is a HP DL360P Gen 8. I can see that the two CPUs now are about 70 degrees Celsius. I can see the utilization is about 60%, and the total power consumption of this server is 310 watts. Up here I can see a server that actually is not connected, and I can see the red mark here marking there is an error in this server. If I click on the other rack right here, I can see that this is a high dense rack. You can see there's 68 servers, that 54 of them are now active. And I can see that even one of them has a high temperature here of 81 degrees Celsius. That's why it's in orange. If I take this server, for example, and double click on it, I can actually look inside and see what's happening inside. What I can see here is that if I stand right here, I can see that the fans are at 6,600 RPM and the two CPUs are at 62 and 64 degrees Celsius. Down here I can see that the utilization of this server is 80% and each one of the CPUs now is at 1.6 gigahertz. And down here I can see that this server is at 116 watts of power. But what happens if the load is reduced on this server? I can immediately see the load going down, and you can see that the power consumption would go down, and the server itself, you can see the utilization went down, and in this case the CPU is still running on the same speed, and in this case the fans are still at the same speed, but you can see that all the information is right up in front of us in real time. If I close this window, I again see the whole picture, but there's a bar on the left that is interesting. I can open the bar up, and what I can see that I have in my data center 142 CPUs. The total power consumption currently is 7.5 kilowatts, and the highest temperature of any of the CPUs is 80 degrees Celsius, with some errors here that some of them are critical errors, some of them are minor errors. One more thing that would give me information about my data center is I can look at each one of the HRUs by clicking on the HRU, and this is of course only for administrators, but what I can see here is information that the system is on. I can see the NOVAC pressure here, I can see the NOVAC inlet vapor pressure, I can see that pump A out of the two redundant pumps is working, and all here is setups of the system that only administrators can change. Thank you very much for being with us, and I'm logging out now.